Hey guys, most of you know my channel's not very old, just a couple of months. I started in early October, and one of my very first videos that got any amount of views was this one. I finally tried out Xbox Game Pass for PC, and I was very, very positive about it overall as a service, and I stand by that analysis. I think it's a very awesome service. I know some people don't want another subscription, but it offers a really good value for what you get. It's not for everybody. I really enjoy it kind of as like a demo service. I can play all of these full versions of games without having to invest the upfront cost in them, so I can try out a bunch of games that I never would have played otherwise. It reminds me of when I was a kid with my Super Nintendo, and I'd go down to the movie rental store and I could rent games for a few dollars rather than have to have all the money to actually buy it. And it let me try out a whole bunch of different things. And that's been one issue with gaming on the PC. If you're not into the piracy side of things, rather than paying an upfront cost, and I mean, it's not just an issue with PC gaming, but it's hard to rent stuff for the PC, right? Well, Game Pass is a great, in my opinion, kind of a rental service. I can try out all these different things. I was very positive about it, and I was very positive about the future value of it too, and it has been true. They've added things like Doom Eternal recently, which I've managed to actually not have gotten around to playing yet, but they just added that on there, so I'm actually kind of glad I hadn't paid the full price for it, because now I'm gonna get to play it as just part of a low monthly fee, right? Well, I mentioned that one of the upcoming features was gonna be integration with EA Play. And that was supposed to be today, December 15th. That was supposed to come to PC today. And I opened up my Game Pass for PC, Xbox app on the PC, and I didn't see anything there. So then I tried to investigate and figure out what was going on. Is it just going to release later in the day? What's going on? Well, eventually I found this. So if you're in my situation, you might... be a little bit disappointed. So apparently we've got a blog post here from Xbox, and we can just take a look. It says that basically it's coming to Xbox Game Pass for PC in 2021, and we don't have a firm date on that. So when we originally set out to write this blog post, which would announce the availability of EA Play on PC with Xbox Game Pass, it looked a little bit different. Unfortunately, what had been a celebratory post is now one asking for a little more patience. We made the decision to delay until 2021 the release of EA Play on PC as part of the Xbox Game Pass for PC and Ultimate memberships. Blah, blah, blah. I don't need to read the rest of that, but as far as if we have a date, it says 2021. It doesn't say January. It doesn't say January 1st, 2021. And it says we'll have more to share early next year. Now, more to share doesn't mean it will be available. So I'm a little disappointed with that. I don't know. So I'm guessing we'll find out more. It does say stay tuned for more information. I'm guessing that we'll hear in January about its new availability date. That would be my guess, reading between the lines of how they've phrased this. Now, in other disappointing delay news, so a lot of people, following the graphics card situation on PC, have been very excited about all the rumors regarding a 3080 Ti, which has been rumored to feature 20 gigabytes of VRAM. So in the argument between Team Red and Team Green, at the high end, kind of flagship end, you've got the 6800 XT. I mean, we could talk about the 6900, but if we're just looking at the 3080 versus the 6800 XT, the biggest advantage to the 6800 XT is that it has 16 gigabytes of VRAM rather than the 10 gigabytes of VRAM on your 3080, which in 4K games in the near future, the 10 gigabytes could start to be a limitation, right? So having that 16 gigabytes can make people feel a lot better about the future viability of running everything at max settings at 4K. And I don't need to jump into how I feel about that, but a lot of people feel like that's a valid concern. And the 3080 Ti should have been the solution to that. Give it 20 gigabytes on the 3080. It's going to cost more, but if you don't mind paying more, it kind of solves all the problems without having to jump all the way up to buying the 3090. Well, that was rumored to be coming out in January, but now the rumors are saying February, and there have been several sources of this. One of the sources is Igor's lab, and then also I've seen on videocards.com, they claim to have heard this from some of their own sources, and then we're going to try to confirm that from others, but then also saw the Igor's lab leak and are pretty good about that. Now again, this card is rumored to be coming out at around $999, $60, so that would price it alongside like the 6900 XT from Radeon, but a lot less than the 3090. Now, speaking of prices and disappointments today, which I think is actually the theme, like I've been really disappointed in the pricing of things. Like the 6800 XT, like one of its main advantages versus the 3080 should have been a lower price point at about $650, and sure, some reference cards have sold for that price, but we're seeing even more models, and I know they're top-end models, guys, but like pricing at $899, like that's so far above MSRP. Like $50 above MSRP, I'm fine with. You know, maybe even $99 above MSRP. You know, go do your $100 above MSRP for your absolutely top-end card or something like that. I can live with, but I mean, that is so far above MSRP. It's like, is MSRP even, does it even mean anything at all on this current gen? Because I mean, some of you guys are gonna argue like there's always models priced higher. I don't remember like a series of cards where they've been this high above MSRP, like consistently for almost all the models. Like I know there's some lower, but I mean, here's a 6800, which, what is that supposed to be, like $579 for I don't know, guys. I find this very disappointing on the value perspective. Now, speaking of the value perspective, along with our 3080 Ti discussions, we've also seen some more information about the 3060. So apparently, it's possible that the 3050 Ti that had been rumored might actually get kind of absorbed as the 3060, as a 6 gigabyte model. And we're seeing that the 3060 might also offer a 12 gigabyte model that would be launching around January 11th to 14th. So if you're somebody who's looking at, you know, you don't want to be spending $400 or more on a graphics card, and I absolutely don't blame you, we could be seeing a 3060 coming mid-January. Hopefully supply issues are stabilized a little bit by then. That's a month from now. I'm really hopeful, right? So we can still have hope. We can still have some hope, guys. So hopefully prices are settled down. I mean, supplies are settled down a little bit by here. And if there's a 12 gigabyte model, that would be pretty cool. 6 gigabytes, I think, you know, at a slightly lower end, mid-end card, I mean, hopefully they'd give you a good value on that if that's actually the case. Now, here's how Video Cards has summarized the leaks and rumors on these types of cards and how they compare with the 3060 Ti. And once again, notice that these are dropping from the 3060 Ti, which uses the GA104 chip. These are dropping down probably to the GA106, and then your GA107 3050. Again, that's dropping down there, and there would probably be a possibility of a 3050 Ti somewhere in here. And these are, again, rumored dates for launch in January. And WCCF Tech also has their own summary of some of this info in a chart here if you want to compare kind of their thoughts on the rumored lineups. And as usual, I will link the sources of all of this in my descriptions, guys. All right, my next class is about to start. Remember, I'm just doing this as a hobby, guys. I hope that this information was not too disappointing for you guys on all those release date issues and all of that. And if you're interested in PC gaming tech type stuff, I try to upload pretty frequently with news and opinions and analysis on all of that. I hope you guys have an excellent day.